In late 2022, the World Health Organization released a definitive statement on alcohol consumption: no level is safe. After decades of research, leading doctors now push for the same severe cancer warning labels on alcoholic beverages that we currently see on tobacco products. Yet across the globe, society clings to the idea of moderate drinking. Even as clinics document soaring rates of liver failure, specific cancers, and alcohol-related traffic fatalities, drinking remains deeply entrenched in our daily social routines. When modern governments have tried to outlaw the substance, the results have often been disastrous. The 1920s American Prohibition attempted to force abstinence through political regulation, only to trigger a massive underground economy and its eventual repeal. Long before modern pathology could explain cellular damage, Islamic civilization established a total and enduring prohibition of alcohol. 1,400 years ago, it successfully removed the substance from the daily lives of millions. Centuries of Islamic law rely on a specific, calculated framework, a logical process that mirrors modern clinical findings through pure deduction. This equation shows the deductive syllogism of Islamic dietary law. The first premise, from the Quran's 7th chapter, prohibits all immorality and sin. This encompasses the physical body, viewed as an amana, a divine trust. Consequently, intentional physical harm on oneself is strictly outlawed. We see this mindset in the prophetic tradition regarding food. Prophet Muhammad advised dividing the stomach into thirds: 1/3 for food, 1/3 for liquid, and 1/3 for air. Strict biological moderation is the baseline for daily life. Islamic jurisprudence treats health as a mandatory preservation of the body, making the avoidance of harm a strict legal and spiritual requirement. This visualization shows premise B, the specific cost-benefit analysis applied directly to intoxicants. The Quranic text acknowledges that alcohol offers some temporary profits for humanity. In the context of pre-Islamic Arabia, wine was deeply integrated into lucrative trade routes and used to rouse courage before battle. But the second chapter of the Quran introduces a definitive tipping point. It declares that the inherent sinfulness and biological harm of these substances vastly outmatch those fleeting advantages. The term khamr translates to that which veils or covers, identifying the exact biological moment a substance clouds the intellect. Prophet Muhammad logically expanded this ruling, stating that every intoxicant is khamr. Any chemical that clouds the intellect falls under the exact same ruling. Human intellect is the prerequisite for all moral and legal behavior. By intentionally turning off that intellect, a person becomes capable of any offense. This is why Islamic jurisprudence labels alcohol the mother of all evils and the root cause of subsequent societal crimes. Combining premise A and premise B leads to a single, inescapable legal conclusion: intoxicants must be totally eradicated. To prevent loopholes, jurists enforce a strict zero-tolerance corollary. If a large amount of a specific substance causes intoxication, then consuming even a single drop of it is legally forbidden. The law then systematically dismantles the entire economic infrastructure around the substance. Prophetic tradition permanently outlaws the supply chain by cursing 10 specific categories of people involved, from the farmers growing the ingredients to the merchants selling the final product. This absolute boundary removes all behavioral ambiguity. It stops individuals and economies from trying to negotiate a safe limit with a highly addictive chemical. Today, we have the empirical data to cross-reference with this 7th century legal logic. This chart shows the direct correlation between alcohol intake and severe cellular damage. Clinical studies confirm that ethanol consumption depletes ATP, the primary energy carrier in our cells, leading to gout and metabolic failure. We also see sharp upward trends in the risk profiles for both breast and esophageal cancers among drinkers. Those biological failures scale directly into sociological damage. As the medical metrics rise, they map directly onto the data for drunk driving fatalities and violent crime rates. When viewed through this data, the Islamic prohibition functions as an aggressive form of preventative medicine against a known, volatile toxin. The total ban acknowledges a stark psychological reality. Human nature is poorly equipped to handle moderation with addictive substances. When presented with a so-called safe limit, users inevitably push past it. True health cannot be achieved by bargaining with poisons. It requires the strict preservation of a clear, unclouded intellect to protect our physical, societal, and spiritual well-being.